What's up, everyone? This is Nick Driver. You're watching Nick Driver Podcast on air with Nick Driver. I'm hoping this channel can bring some value to people's lives. I know with how busy everything can get sometimes and all the news sources going on and political, and I'm hoping you guys can use this channel to be informed as well. So you guys let me know if there's things you would like me to cover. Today is going to be our second part of video series that I was doing regarding the World Economic Forum. This is from a Patrick Bet-David podcast. I will link the first video at the end of this video. You guys can check that out. Hope you guys having a blessed day today. Let's get it. Part 2 of the World Economic Forum. You will own nothing and be happy about it.
Like watching this thing, there's no way this is true. Let me go Google this myself. Go ahead and do it. Pause the video, check it for yourself, and then come back and you'll see this is what they're telling you. If they're selling you a dream, man, this is awesome. I can't wait to live this life. Well, then follow whatever they're telling you. But if this is a nightmare type of a situation coming from their mouth to you, you may want to investigate these guys before we see them as experts and honorable leaders.
Right.
Subscribe to whatever they tell us to do. Now, here's their objectives. I'm going to read to you from their website. Stay tuned. Let me just read it to you. It's not going to sound real, but let me read it to you. Globalism, net zero, reimagining capitalism. This is being said by people who have never ran a business before. Klaus Schwab is not a businessman. He pays himself $1 million a year, but he's not a businessman. He's hurting small businesses like you and I,
right,
who run businesses. He's not a fan of you. He wants to control you because he thinks he knows what's best for you. Slowing population growth. They're not saying depopulation. It's more like saying slowing population growth. It's a little bit more general.
So they want to slow population growth as one of their objectives, the World Economic Forum.
And Yuval Harari, who is their number 2.
The scary part about that is, you know, it depends on who you talk to. Some people say that Earth is starting to get overpopulated, and some people say that, you know, we have plenty of room for billions more people. So I don't know. What side of the coin are you guys on? Let me know in the comments.
Guy at World Economic Forum said the following about you. Humans are now hackable animals.
Jeez.
Are you a hackable animal? That's what the number 2 guy at World Economic Forum.
So the second guy that's in charge, the guy that's second in charge at World Economic Forum thinks that you're a hackable animal, which is honestly, it's sad, but he's probably right. If you put certain things in certain people's minds, they start believing it. I mean, look at what happened in the summer of 2020, man. And that's all come out to be a complete and utter lie.
Thinks about you and me. How do you feel about that? Isn't this exciting?
Crazy.
We're learning about an organization that you're just excited about, right? So how does this thing operate? What do they do? This organization meets annually in Davos, Switzerland. It convenes regional summits, industry summits, and other events around the world. Their revenue streams is funded through world's most significant business entities who join the forum as members and partners in order to participate. Approximately 1,000 corporations hold memberships in World Economic Forum, including Google, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and many others, which we'll take a look at. Membership and partnership fees varies from $60,000 annually to $595,000 annually, according to Bloomberg. And in 2022, there were approximately 2,000 delegates, including Al Gore, John Kerry, Christine Lagarde, Jens Stoltenberg, Ursula von der Leyen, Henry Kissinger, George Soros, and many other.
George Soros, man. That's a dude that I've been studying some. And that's a dangerous dude, man. He is a dangerous individual.
High-profile names. You may be curious about the financial statement, what kind of money they're making, what kind of money they're paying out. This is what it looks like. In the last 6 years, in 2017, they had total expense of $278 million, of which they paid $108 million to staff and $170 million to office and activity. And that led all the way down to today, 2022, $383 million in expenses, $130 million to staff, $252 million to office and activity. 383, it's a good number, what they're spending every year, and they're able to get a lot of money from a lot of big names. I'll read you some of the companies right now, but you may ask, why are companies partnering with World Economic Forum? Here's what McKinsey said on what the benefits are to join World Economic Forum. WF partners with many international organizations and corporations to run projects addressing global concerns. This year, collaborations are focused on pursuing a net zero pathway, nurturing resilience, reimagining globalization, and supporting diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is DEI, in every part of society. Do you see some touches of ESG?
You guys see, yeah, that's what I was about to say. This definitely feels like ESGs here, the environmental social governance. stuff, so I got a little bit of a cold. But yeah, this reminds me of I did a little small series at one point with my friends Ken, and I was talking to him. That video is online too, where I talked to Ken about ESGs maybe 6-7 months ago. And ESGs is environmental social governance. The government will put restrictions on businesses if they don't include things such as LGBTQ and all these different political, at the moment, they're left political leanings. They'll get hit with certain fines and stuff. So it's pretty crazy.
In there, I kind of read that the DEI equals ESG,
Yeah, it
CEI,
does.
corporate equity index score, all that
It
stuff.
does.
That's kind of what you're hearing from one of the biggest consulting firms in the world, McKinsey. Now, if you're wondering what other companies are part of, let's read through some of the lists here that you may know. Accenture, AIG, Alibaba, Allianz, Amazon, Bain & Company, Bank of America, Barclays, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, BlackRock, Boston Consulting Group, BP, Bridgewater Associates, Chevron, Cisco, Citi, the Coca-Cola Company, Dell Technologies, Deloitte, Deutsche Bank, DHL Group, EY, which is Ernst & Young, Goldman Sachs, Google, Hewlett-Packard, HP, HSBC, Huawei, IBM, Intel, Johnson & Johnson, JP Morgan & Chase, KPMG, Lazard, MasterCard.
Yeah, everybody's in this. This is crazy.
McKinsey & Company, Meta, Microsoft, Mitsubishi, Morgan Stanley, Nestle, Open Society Foundation, George Soros, Palantir, PayPal, PepsiCo, Pfizer, PwC, Procter & Gamble, Qualcomm, Royal Philips, Salesforce, Sequoia Capital, Siemens, Sony, S&P Global, Swiss Re, Uber Technologies, UBS, Verizon, Visa, Volkswagen, Volvo, Zurich Insurance Group. See how many different industries, massive companies,
that's crazy.
Behemoth companies are members and they're coming together. What's the whole purpose of this? It's a globalism to control what the smaller people don't get to do. They make the decision that's best for you. Kind of gets you thinking a little bit, right? Makes you want to be a little bit skeptical. But let's go a little bit deeper. What are some of the initiatives? The first one, which is kind of interesting. Remember earlier?
He's got his hand on the pulse, man. He knows what's happening. He's been on Joe Rogan a couple times. He's a real deal, man. Let's check out these objectives.
I said Nostradamus. Check this out. The Great Reset. You want to know what book Klaus Schwab wrote and when? Here's a question for you. I'm right now about to launch my business book that's going to come out here soon called Choose Your Enemies Wisely. Do you know how long we've been working on this book? A little over 2 years. How long do you think it takes to write your book, publish it, release it to people? Even if you're fast.
Yeah, that's a good question. How long does it take for any of you guys out there that have had books, any of you guys out there that have written books? Let me know too, because I would love to pick them up and read your book too. I definitely am supportive of other people doing media and artists and writers. I would think it would take a long time from start to finish, publish a book and write it.
What would you say? A year, 18 months? Maybe you're super fast. It's what? 6 months. Watch the book this guy wrote. The book's title is COVID-19, The Great Reset, written by Klaus Schwab. Ready for the release date? July 2020.
Nah, crap. July 2020. That's crazy. Klaus Schwab had a book called COVID-19, The Great Reset, July 2020. C-19 hit us in February of 2020, man. Jeez.
Do you know when COVID shut down America and it was a mess? And
February, March, wasn't it?
Mid-March.
Oh,
you either wrote the
April,
book,
May,
published the book, drafted the book, printed the book in 3-4 months, or you kind of timed it very well. How did you know?
Wow.
See what I'm saying? Kind of makes you think, don't it? Am I the only crazy one? Or you kind of
nah, that's insane, man.
Say the timing's a little off. You got to give those people a little bit of credibility for questioning the timing. What a perfect timing of a book.
Wow.
Watch how he speaks when he's talking about this great reset. You ready? Tell me if this sounds like a welcoming language. Just tell me, you know how people talk to you, welcoming language? Tell me what this sounds like. Every country from the United States to China must participate. Not shall, not ought to, must participate in every industry from oil and gas.
Yo, it's all in the language, guys. It's all in the language. Sometimes they're not even hiding it from you. This is what we're dealing with right now. And the Biden administration is definitely on the side of this stuff, man. I'm telling you guys, man, this shit is a lot bigger than race and all this crap that we're fighting about all the time, man. This is it right here, man. This is the Darth Vader.
Yes. The tech must be transformed. In short, we need a great reset of capitalism. Who are you to know what we need?
Right.
From a man who's never ran a business before. All
Right.
you do is raise money, getting Europe to compete against US because US was your enemy. Somehow you fooled US to come and join WF. Now we must do what you want us to do. Since
Wow.
when does the world run this way? But wait for this. Famous line. You'll own nothing and be happy. Do
Jeez,
you
man.
own anything? Are you happy? Do you live in a house you own? Is this your phone? Are you wearing the clothes you own? Do you like owning stuff that's yours that you worked hard for? Well, according to him, you ain't going to own none of that stuff, but you're still going to be very happy. Number 2 is another book that he wrote. He called it The Fourth
Gee.
Industrial Revolution. In this book, he describes the convergence of digital, biological, and physical innovations. It encompasses advances such as artificial intelligence,
What in the
robotics,
world, man?
the Internet of Things, autonomous vehicles, predictive healthcare, and digital identities focus on societal implications of these rapid technological changes. And
Wow.
the 4 revolutions he talks about is the first one is 1784, steam, water, mechanical production equipment, 1870 is the second one, division of labor, electricity, and mass production, 1969, electronics, IT, automated production, and cyber physical systems. And the third one, stakeholder capitalism, which is one of his favorites, by the way. Stakeholder capitalism is a system which corporations are oriented to serve the interests of all their stakeholders. Sounds noble, okay? Among the key stakeholders are customers, suppliers, employees, shareholders, and local communities.
Yeah, this is all pretty crazy, man. This is pretty wild, man. You know, I still can't get past the idea that Klaus Schwab put a book out in July 2020 called COVID-19, The Great Reset. That's a book title, so I'm hoping YouTube doesn't ping me for it. That's the actual book title. They didn't even shut us down until March 2020, man. He knew it was coming, man. My dog is going crazy right now, so I'm going to stop this video. Hey, Max, calm down, buddy. Hope you guys have a great day. This was part 2 of the World Economic Forum video from the Patrick Bet David podcast. You guys check him out. I'll put the actual link to this video below. Hope you guys have a great day, man. This is a lot of shit to think about. You guys take care. Have a great day.